We actually share a few things in common. First, I am also Jesuit educated. I went to Jesuit high school in Sacramento, California. The foundation of faith and service I gained there is the bedrock to who I am today. Second, my entire side of my dad's side of the family is from Seattle, and because of that, I am a lifelong Seahawks fan. So go Hawks! A lot of happy campers here after last season, right? And third, and most importantly, as Provost Martin mentioned, my grandma is an alum of Seattle U. Yep. Charlene Paylor, she started it all, and she's watching the live stream right now. So, Mimi, hi, I love you, and Hawks up. Hawks up, Mimi. Now, this is where we differ because most of you aren't crazy people. I was a rugby player. Yep. I found the sport of rugby when I was in high school, and because I was a big guy and I liked hitting people so much, it turns out that I was pretty good at this game. Eventually, I was recruited to go play for UC Berkeley, the winningest rugby program in America. I earned a starting spot in my sophomore year in what would become our 32nd national championship.
Damn. Wow, really?
It was very early on in this game that I'm competing in a mall, which is when the bigger guys, we group up in one unit and then we start pushing to advance the ball. But as I'm doing this, the opposing players start making these illegal moves and the referee's not calling anything. I get pressure from the side, an arm lock around my neck that's pinning my chin to my chest, and I get illegally rode by my neck all the way down to the ground until I close my eyes, I grip my teeth, and then snap. My face slams against my chest. I feel a snap in my neck, and I immediately can't feel or move anything below my neck. I'm lying there, totally conscious and screaming, looking at my numb and limp body, doing everything I can to get up. But I couldn't move anything.
Wow.
My trainers and doctors come over trying to assess the situation. They're saying, Robert, can you feel this? Robert, can you do anything? And my answer was just no. No. I literally couldn't do anything. I'm stretchered off the field and rushed over to the hospital, where we take a series of medical imaging. I'll have my doctor come back, and he tells me the worst thing I could have heard. He says, Robert, your injury is bad. Really bad. And the reality is, you will never walk again. You will never move your hands. And we're going to do our best so that one day you can do something like pick up a piece of pizza and bring it to your face. And if you can do that, you made it. If you can just feed yourself, you beat all the odds. On that day, I learned what terror felt like. I learned what it was like to be thrust into your worst nightmare, unable to wake up. But it was on that day, my darkest day, that I learned the most powerful force in our lives is not our circumstances, it's our response to them. I couldn't control my arms, my legs, my fingers, or my toes. I couldn't control what happened to me, and I couldn't control how my body would respond. But in that moment, I made a decision. And my decision was to never give up. What I'm here to tell you today is that no matter how paralyzed you may feel, you can always make a decision to keep moving forward. My paralysis is physical. But all of us will face moments in our lives where we feel stuck. And while you've accomplished something incredible today, you know that you're not graduating from difficulty. At some point, life will hand you something that you didn't choose. And in that moment, you might feel exactly how I felt lying in that hospital bed. Stuck. Paralyzed by life. But while life's challenges can take so much away from us, when we respond with hope, courage, and belief, those very challenges that we thought might break us end up revealing strengths we didn't know we had. My injury, took so much away from me. But the years that followed gave me so much more. And I think the greatest gift I've received is perspective. I think perspective is the key to happiness, and it's the key to resilience. The right perspective shifts setbacks into opportunities. It helps us focus on what we have, not what we lack, and it shows us that we don't need what someone else has to be happy and successful. We have everything it takes to live meaningful lives. So when something hits you in life, maybe you don't get the dream job, maybe a relationship ends, or it can even be something small, like you're out and about, your phone runs out of battery, you forgot your charger at home, and it just feels like it's the end of the world. Take a step back. Think of the things that you overcame to get to this moment today and say, I've done harder things. Because sometimes I think we need to remember that we have made it through 100% of our hard days. 100%. So you don't need to guess if you're resilient. The proof is the fact that you're graduating today. But I get it. Trust me, life can be hard. And I have a lot of down moments. There's a lot of times when I look around and I see a lot of seemingly able-bodied people who are walking. They're doing something I worked really hard to be able to achieve, and I'm just not there yet. I need to pick me up. So I'll get up my phone and I'll look up videos of puppies and rainbows. I'll look up stories of cancer patients, complete quadriplegics, veterans who come back from war without limbs. But I look at them and explain how they make their lives happen every day, a lot of times with a smile on their face. I just think, come on. If they can persevere through their challenge, I can persevere through mine. It all comes back to perspective, which I think that comparison can make or break it. Comparison, the popular saying is that it's the thief of joy, right? And while a lot of times that's true, I think there's another kind of comparison. One where instead of looking up, we look outward. And when I watch people persevere through challenges greater than my own, it doesn't make my problems disappear. I still can't walk. And I still can't live on my own. But it reminds me of what's possible. It helps me focus on what I can do, what I do have. And that's why whenever you find yourself feeling frustrated, stuck, or fatigued, I want you to come back to one simple question that has guided me through these last 9 years, and that's compared to what? So when you're tired, then compared to what? But when an unexpected change happens in your life, then compared to what? Not to dismiss your challenges. I think it's very unhealthy if you dismiss your challenges, but to help put them into perspective. Now we've talked about our response, we've talked about resilience, and we've talked about perspective, but I want to end on something that makes all of that possible, and that's dreams. The world tells us to tamper our dreams, to be realistic. They tell us that our dreams have limits. My doctor told me I would never walk or move my hands again for the rest of my life. I dreamed I would walk again, and I refused to let his words dictate my future. Just give me one moment, please. What we leave with here today And what the world should be saying is that your dreams are limitless. You all have the dream to graduate from a world-class university. Look at where you are now. Your dreams are reality. Class of 2026, your dreams are not small, they are not limited, and they are not finished. You are far more powerful than you realize, and you are made to take that power into the world. So don't shrink what you believe is possible, and don't wait for permission to go after it. Because the world doesn't need smaller dreams. It needs people like you who refuse to make their dreams smaller. So class of 2026, thank you. Congratulations, enjoy this amazing day. Go make sure everybody